So that's what it's like playing at Stamford Bridge and not getting absolutely slaughtered for once. That was pretty nice, I'm not going to lie. I was expecting to make this video today and instantly be complaining, saying we've lost again at Stamford Bridge, we've been beaten silly by a far superior London side, but for once, we actually fought. Bravo. Absolutely fantastic. So happy. I would have taken this result yesterday, I would have taken it this morning. Probably would have taken it at half time. Actually, I don't know. All right, first of all, I'm not going to lie. I missed the first 20 minutes. I couldn't help it. I was out on the road. I could not get back in time for the first 20 minutes. So I missed a couple of chances of which I've gone back and seen. And actually, I've watched the full highlights again. We were good today. We were actually, I would say, at some parts of this game, most of the game, I would say, we were superior to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Don't care what it was. Maybe they were having an off day. Maybe we were just having a really good day. But a good day for Arsenal at Stamford Bridge is just not losing. So for once, I think the first time since 2011, I think it is, that we've got a point at Stamford Bridge. A point! So obviously I'm very happy. But in the end, I was left a little bit disappointed. When David Luiz got his red card, I think it was 87 minutes in. If only that happened a little bit earlier. And by the way, yes, I do think it was a straight red. I think it was a reckless challenge. I mean, when you watch the replays, it wasn't as bad as it looked when it was live. You know, when you see a tackle go in live and you hear that thud, instantly I thought, oh, that's a red. That is definitely a red. Having seen the replays, when you put it in slow motion, yeah, it's reckless, and it probably is a red card, but you could see a yellow be given. So I kind of understand some of the Chelsea fans saying that maybe it was a little bit harsh, but who knows what, you know, the referees will do retrospectively. Are they going to reduce that 3-game ban? I don't know. But either way, if that happened a little bit earlier, I think we might have gone on and won the game. It just happened a little bit too late to have a big effect. One thing I want to talk about as well was Danny Welbeck getting a slight injury to his groin. It seems like he could be out for a little while, which is obviously a big shame because although I've had my doubts about Welbeck and I've had a few episodes of this already this season where I've said he's just not good enough in front of goal, he's come into some very good form, and I think we're actually going to miss him. So hopefully that groin injury isn't as serious as Wenger hopes. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Isn't as bad as Wenger expects or thinks. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. Effectively, Welbeck is in good form, and we want him back as soon as possible. So hopefully it's not as serious as expected. So that was the bad news out of the way. Welbeck getting an injury. I thought Ramsey, oh my, where has this Ramsey been? He was easily man of the match today. Some of the passing, some of the first touches, and just general midfield play. He was the old Ramsey, well, the one season wonder Ramsey that we had a couple of years ago. Absolutely fantastic today. He ran our midfield. I thought Lacazette, he makes such good runs. You can tell he's a fox in the box. You know, he's a good goal poacher. He's always in the right place at the right time, but didn't finish today, which is a bit of a shame. Welbeck had a great chance as well in the first half. Bellerin had a great game. He whipped in a cross, and Welbeck really should have finished it, but it just went wide. Yeah, a little word on Bellerin. Again, another player that I've slated a little bit this season, but today showed why he is one of the most promising fullbacks in the world. I think he is going to end up at a bigger club. There's no denying it. I think it's going to happen, whether it's Man City, Bayern, Barcelona, whatever. I don't see him at Arsenal for the rest of his career. I just don't. But I can see why other teams would be so keen to have him, and I can see why we love him, because today was a very good performance by Bellerin. And I think Oxlade-Chamberlain leaving is going to allow Bellerin to play more, especially at that right wing-back role where Oxlade-Chamberlain was playing. Overall, guys, I'm just so happy. Not because we had a good performance, which is a great thing, but just because we've managed to go to Stamford Bridge. And I just want to remind some of you guys, you might be a new subscriber and you don't know this, but I went to Stamford Bridge a couple of years ago to watch the Arsenal game, and it was the game where we lost 6-0. And I have never been so mortified in my life at a football game. And yes, I should probably go to more football matches. I know that. I don't like travelling, okay? I don't like London. But when I have gone, I've never seen anything as bad as that game at Stamford Bridge. So now, whenever this fixture comes up, I'm instantly back. I'm sitting in the stands. I'm surrounded by Chelsea fans because the tickets were provided by... My dad had a friend at work that had a season ticket, so he gave us, some seats. So I was in the Chelsea end. I wasn't wearing an Arsenal shirt, that's for sure, because I was worried I'd get beat up. But I experienced possibly our worst performance in years there. 6-0, the one where Oxlade got sent off. Gibbs got sent off for handballing it when it was Oxlade. It was one of those weird decisions. So I'll never forget that game. And it was just great to see that not only did we perform well, we got a point at Stamford Bridge. And I know it's kind of pathetic that I'm celebrating that, a draw. But if you're not an Arsenal fan, you don't know the pain of following a team like Arsenal that should be competing at these stadiums, just failing to do so year after year after year and expecting it as well. It's so boring. You hear these fixtures coming, you're like, oh, that's another loss. But actually, today was different. I thought the team selection was very decent. I thought Iwobi was a nice change today. It was good to see him in the squad. Definitely see some potential in Iwobi to be a part of Arsenal for years to come. I think he's a great player. I thought Xhaka had another very good game. He's very commanding. And next to Ramsey, are we seeing a great pivot, a great partnership? I think we are. I think we're seeing something that could blossom into a really strong partnership. I do like Xhaka a lot. Kolasinac, again, brilliant today. I just love him going forward. He's such a tank. Very difficult to get off the ball. And had a few moments in the game where he could have maybe got an assist, maybe even a goal. Let's talk about Chelsea a little bit, because it's a little bit of a funny thing. I find Chelsea, it's very black and white. Like they're either very, very good or pretty shocking. But today, for once, I honestly, like, they were down the middle. They really were. And I found that over the years with Chelsea, they can be very good without looking good. Does that make any sense to anyone, or is that just me? Like, they can be so difficult to beat and look so comfortable doing it. They can be winning games, without even blinking an eye, but they don't look good doing it. I don't know how to explain it other than they're just extremely, extremely good at what they do. They just are. They just grind out wins. I know they had a bit of a bad season when Leicester won the title, but for me, there isn't another team like Chelsea where they can win these games, 1-0, 2-0, but just do it effortlessly and don't particularly look good doing it, but they just do it. Maybe I'm just talking absolute crap, but I just, that's the only way I can explain it. However, today, they looked like they were lacking something. Maybe it was just an off day, but they definitely didn't look like the typical Chelsea that we've seen when they are dominating so much. I think that the way Arsenal were set up definitely frustrated them. And there's no doubt in my mind that on another day they would have beaten us today. It's just the way it is sometimes. We clearly got them on a good day. We had a good day. We had a good time to play them. It was good timing. It really was. I can't believe we've actually managed to get a point out of it. But obviously when you're left at the end of a game like this thinking, could have won that, then you've got to go away thinking, how lucky are we today? How lucky was that? That Chelsea didn't have a good game. Maybe I'm just being a little bit harsh here, but my confidence in Arsenal in these big games is very, very low. So when we do come out with a draw, or if we've just about scraped a win, I'm just elated because I'm so used to being disappointed. That's just the way it is. That's the way I am. I don't know what else to say, really. I mean, it's just a 0-0 draw that I'm probably never going to be happy with a 0-0 draw. Other than today, it's the only result I can think of. Maybe a 0-0 at United, or maybe at Spurs, although this year at Wembley it's like they're playing away anyway. Maybe those results. But typically a 0-0 is a very boring game. But the game itself was very good, especially towards the end. And it's a good result for us, so I can't really complain. And now we move on, don't we? We try and take this result, take the positives out of it. The fact that we were resilient against the champions of England, that we had a very good performance while missing a couple of players, and that we could have actually won the game. We take this into the next game with our confidence held high. This is definitely a good time for us right now. We're finding a bit of form, which is definitely needed, and we take it into the next game, and hopefully we win our next game and just get on a nice run. We need a good run of form where we pick up wins and climb the table nice and slowly, because there are some other teams around us that are struggling a little bit, like Liverpool, for example, getting a draw. Tottenham getting a draw as well. Obviously, the Manchester clubs, sorry. Man City and Man United looking very strong. Although the 4-0 for United is a bit flattering. They scored 3 in the last 10 minutes or so. So, okay, they won the game comfortably, but it wasn't quite as comfortable as a 4-0 sounds. But Man City are they're out of this world at the moment, beating Watford 6-0 today. Their last games, what is it? 4-0, 5-0, 4-0, 6-0. I mean, that's title-winning form right there. And for me, I don't think that Arsenal are anywhere near the Manchester clubs right now. I think those two are the teams to beat. I think at the moment, City, they look hot favourites to win the league. I think Chelsea in second maybe, United in third, and then probably Tottenham in fourth. I don't think Arsenal's going to make it in the top four as of right now, but of course, things can change. So that is going to be this episode of Operation Arsenal. I'm sure there's going to be episodes with much more action, so I can actually talk about goals and things like that. In the end, it's a 0-0 draw where Arsenal turned up for once. We got a result at Stamford Bridge, and that fixture is done. We don't have to worry about Stamford Bridge until next season, in the Premier League at least. So I'm just very relieved that it's over and we don't come away with a 4-0 loss, or worse. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you do enjoy these Operation Arsenal videos, make sure you subscribe. They always come out the same day, providing I'm actually able to, the same day the result happens. So you guys can get my instant reaction. And I will see you next time Arsenal play.